Here's a clip from the latest episode of What the Hair Do I Know? Check out the full episode wherever you get your podcast, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or Spotify. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.
TikTok's not all great though.
Right.
Because I'll see people and I'm like comparing myself to their body type or the way they look. Especially going to the gym will give you so much body dysmorphia.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I felt like I looked at my body less before I worked out. So when I started working out and seeing progress, I started looking at my body more. But then it would switch and I'm like, oh, because I would gain weight from actually gaining muscle. And I'd be like, that's nice, but why doesn't it feel good to gain weight? And then it kind of like, I don't know, when you look at your body so much because you're working out and you're trying to see progress, you start to notice the things you didn't notice before of what you didn't like about your body. And then being on social media, you're like, that's the body I want. And it's such an unrealistic idea to think that.
Do you think that's just a woman thing? Or guys think that way too, do you feel?
I don't think guys get as insecure about it, but I can't speak for every guy. My boyfriend's super into bodybuilding, and he works out really hard. He loves the gym, so he just loves like weightlifting. But he does like seeing the progress from it. But I do see the days where he got sick, so he took a week off, and he's like, I lost all my muscle mass. He didn't lose a single thing. Like, he looked the same,
Right.
but it's like so in your head.
Right.
And I feel like it's weird too, because when you skip a day, you feel like you see it on your body the next day. Like, I skipped the gym one day, I see it. And that's not even possible.
Okay.
But you feel like you see it in the mirror. I feel like guys go through the same thing, but I feel like as a woman, you had been thinking about your body way before guys started thinking about their body. So it's like,
Right.
you've been too conscious about it for too long. Now it's like really bad because social media and stuff like that. But yeah, both my brothers were athletes, but it wasn't about like the visual physique of it all. It was about doing the sport.
That makes me sad to hear that still happens with young girls. Because I've dealt with that, but we didn't have social media. We had magazines and commercials and TV shows to compare our bodies.
But the 90s was like, you wanted to be like stick and bone.
Heroin thing.
You did not want a butt either.
I know.
At least today it's like nice to have a butt, but now I have to work for it. So it's kind of hard.
You're perfect. Stop it, Adrienne. You're perfect. Yeah, but that makes me sad to hear that you still look at social media and compare. I feel like as you get older, though, just FYI, that starts to dissipate a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like even now, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, this is so dumb to think about, because I'll like try to shut it off really quick instead of spiraling. But I feel like with social media, you get exposed to so many people that are beautiful and they have the physique you want, or they have something you want in your life. And you're like, oh, these are normal people. And they're able to do that, which isn't the truth, by the way, like all the time. Like, some people fake it. And that came out a lot before the TikTok ban, is people were going on their social media. They had millions of followers. And they're like, I fake my workouts. I had a BBL or something crazy like
really?
that. And you're like, oh.
Wow.
But you kind of know that anyway. I feel like being on social media, you always have like that grain of salt little bit that you're like, oh, this could not be true, but you still want it. And it feels like it's getting like shoved in your face because you're picking up your phone and looking at it like every other hour. And you're like, it always comes up.
Do you think your perspective would change if you knew 5 people or 10 people that told you like how amazing you are and that you have the perfect body and you're beautiful and that you're so smart and they look up to you? Do you think that you would start to think of yourself, you wouldn't compare yourself so much if you knew what people thought about you?
I feel like probably, because growing up, my family's very like, we were very close, but we were not like a physical affection or even affectionate type of family. And so my validation came from my dad coaching me a lot and him being like, you had a great game. I'd be like, yeah, I did. I did have a great game.
Right.
I mean, I run like a deer, but I did as good as I could.
Right.
Or they're like, you did great on your, like, in your classes this year, straight A's. I'm like, yes, I did. But we never were like, oh, you look so great today, or like anything like that. And so it's weird thinking about it now. If I were to get that, it'd probably catch me off guard. But I think it was just the way I was raised. We weren't like, you look so pretty today, especially growing up with boys. They'd be like, why do you look like that? I'm like, oh, okay. I should maybe go change then.
Right.
If that's the case. But then they were also honest enough to be like, your hair looks better. Like after a haircut, they're like, oh, you look better. And I'm like, oh, thanks. That means a lot. But it was probably because I was more in a boy environment.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Because why we seek validation through social media and other people. But if we were told it, or if we got it somewhere else, or if we started believing it ourselves, would it change? Or
yeah, I mean, I think it goes through everyone's mind too of like, oh, I should post because they want to get that validation like on TikTok or something, or I should post my workouts, or even a huge thing now is like vlogs or coffee routines, even like something super niche like that is very popular. But then people could be so mean. Like as many nice people as there could be that one comment that hits that one insecurity you have, and it like kills you.
Right. That, yeah, I'm gonna, my son's preparing me right now for it. He goes,
Oh,
just be
I know.
prepared for all the,
Trust me, I'll be in the comments. I'm like, who do you think you are? You think you're better than her? I'm gonna post their like profile pic in like the biggest fucking font.
yeah, he's like, just get ready, Mom. And I was like, oh, because I don't like putting myself out on social media.
I have a hard time doing it.
Yeah, but this I wanted to do to just get people's stories across and just help others, you know.
I love perspective podcasts.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I think it is. I think so. I like talking to normal people.
Right.
And finding out normal things, especially like being 23 and I feel 17. I'm like, I know nothing. Tell me what you know. I know nothing. Tell me what you know. And I go to everyone. I'm like, what do you know?
Adrian, I'm still that way.
Yeah.
At my age, I'm still that way.
It's weird.
Everybody has a story. Everyone has a story. Me doing hair for so long.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
You've
Even
heard
if you
the
think
worst.
lives are perfect on social media, someone has a story that you don't know of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like we know that subconsciously as a community. Like, social media is not real, but we want it to be real because I'm like, I want that. So maybe since they have it, like, if they have, like, the best routine ever and those people that go to the gym at, like, 4 a.m. before they have work, like, I work 12-hour shifts. I could not imagine going to the gym at 4 a.m. to put in a couple extra hours to work out. Even though, like, I'm like, oh, they look great. That's why they look great. And I'm like, I couldn't do that. That would kill me. That would, like, actually be horrendous. I'd get no sleep either.
Yeah, but it's probably part of their personality and who they are. Like,
Yeah.
the way they think, you know, if they're type A or...
Well, I mean, it's just what you prioritize, too. Like, if you prioritize the gym, you'll find time for it. If you prioritize any hobby you have, you'll find time for it. I remember